What happens if Donald Trump wins in 2024? Well, Republicans already have a plan for that, and it's called Project 2025. It's a far-right, radical plan to purge and transform the government. Ali Velshi does an excellent job at breaking down exactly what Project 2025 is and what's at stake for our democracy, our freedoms, and our rights.
But the Heritage Foundation and its comprehensive government agenda have become more conservative over the years and more extreme. This year, the Heritage Foundation published the 9th iteration of the Mandate for Leadership. It's called Project 2025, the Conservative Promise. Now, unsurprisingly, it targets LGBTQ rights, equating any talk of gender or sexuality with pornography and pedophilia. Abortion rights, emphasizing the, quote, rights of the unborn. It looks to ban critical race theory and gender ideology and so-called environmental extremism from schools nationwide. And it recommends barring discussions of terms including gender equality, reproductive health, and reproductive rights. Banning discussion of reproductive rights. Now, that is some Handmaid's Tale stuff right there. It makes recommendations to implement so-called Christian, biblically based ideologies, reform voting rights, immigration, and more in a country whose First Amendment to its Constitution says, quote, Congress shall make no law representing an establishment of religion, end quote. But these are just the expected conservative talking points. Project 2025 goes further. It looks to dismantle what it calls the deep state, the administrative state, to defund the Department of Justice and ensure White House control of the DOJ. It wants to take down the FBI, the Department of Homeland Security. It wants to eliminate the Department of Education, Commerce, Health and Human Services. It aims to put federal agencies like the Federal Communications Commission and the Federal Trade Commission under direct presidential control. Project 2025 also relies heavily on the Reagan-era unitary executive theory, which is a fringe idea that Article 2 of the Constitution, which covers executive powers, gives the president complete control over the executive branch and rejects the idea that the three branches of government should have overlapping checks and balances on power. You may remember when Trump tried to use this line of reasoning in a speech in 2019, saying, quote, I have the Article 2, where I have the right to do whatever I want as president. Trump, for his part, is an easy and willing executor of the Mandate for Leadership agenda. Many of the suggestions of the mandate are personally beneficial to Donald Trump, like dismantling of the so-called administrative state, the FBI, the judiciary, that he so fervently claims have been after him since before he was even elected.
And Trump and his allies, as well as other Republican candidates, are already aligning themselves with Project 2025.
The mission to help you liberate California from communist rule begins at noon on Inauguration Day, 2025. 2025.
The plan is openly available. Check out project2025.org. They're not hiding this. They're telling us exactly what they're going to do. And they have groups that are already actively supporting this, like the Heritage Foundation, Moms for Liberty. The list goes on and on. If you thought the years under Trump were bad, Trump in 2025 is going to be worse. Because when Trump was in office, at least you still had some civil servants that were faithful and loyal to the Constitution. Imagine replacing every single one of those with people who aren't loyal to the Constitution, but loyal to President Trump. And remember, this isn't dependent on Donald Trump. It can work with any Republican president that takes office in 2025. It's a turnkey operation that they're already recruiting for, which is why 2024 is such an important election for our democracy.